Thank you, Judge, very much. You know, I think most of America today is rightly concerned with an indelible scar that was left on our country by 9/11 and the spirit of renewal and the thanks for all of the firefighters and first responders who were out there. In Bastrop County, we've got a scar of a different kind from nature, fortunately not with as extreme a loss of life, but with every bit the same spirit and courage that was demonstrated after 9/11. This has been very personal for me. I continue to represent Bastrop County at least through the end of next year, and proudly so. I have one staff member who lives within blocks of where we're standing, who has family out in Tahitian Village, and the fire burned right up to the back door, and another who still can't get to their home in Cola Vista. She has been here on the ground since last Sunday. We began contacting FEMA last Monday morning for their involvement in this. I want to cover a little bit of that background, but mainly I understand that people that have lost every worldly possession they have, others who may not have lost anything but don't know, because as Commissioner was used as an example, can't access their house, as is the case with family of my staff member in Cola Vista right now. So I understand that discontent and dissatisfaction, but I think there's been a tremendous amount of leadership demonstrated right up here, and a tremendous amount of courage with those firefighters right out there on the line, putting their lives on the line to try to get this fire under control, trying to see that the electricity is there and the services are returned and the roads are cleared so kids can go to school. And there have also been, as you know, and some of you have been involved in providing them, some tremendous acts of personal kindness, where people have opened a home, gotten something out to folks to help them get through the misery and the shock of this week, which is so very real. On the federal front, it is a backup. Within hours of our first having contacted FEMA, FEMA made an announcement that the federal government would be there to provide something up to 75% to help on firefighting costs, to back up these great volunteer fire departments and others on firefighting. That was done Tuesday or Wednesday. I believe the judge signed the request for the major declaration on Sunday night, asking the state to request the federal assistance. There's been a little misinformation out there about what was happening thereafter, but I can tell you that there was no request received by the federal government for this assistance until I think it was 2:11 on Friday afternoon. And after that, within about 8, 9, 10 hours, that request was granted for individual assistance. We called the judge, I think, around midnight, because we received notice just before midnight on Friday night that this individual assistance was forthcoming. In visiting with the commissioners, there is an additional application that will be filed to help with things like clearing county roadways, repairing any damage to those roadways. Perhaps we've been talking about some assistance to the water districts that serve some of this area to get water and wastewater going. Those are all very important, and as soon as we have an assessment of that damage, my understanding is the county will forward that to the state, and we will be about trying to have the federal response ready to go as quickly on it as we did when we finally received on Friday afternoon the request for individual assistance. Today, if you are a victim of this fire, and a victim I define very broadly, not just someone who thinks that they've lost a vehicle or a home, but someone who's been displaced, as so many people have here, I would urge you to go online or call now to register. That is the first critical thing, is so that there's somebody there that knows of your loss, even if you don't have all the details. You can go to www.disasterassistance.gov or call the 1-800-621-FEMA number. Leanne, are you, where are you? In the corner. I've got two staff members here, Leanne, Jackie Galvan, who is around here, Jackie's here. They are both here and will be here on and off through the day, because we want to know if you have any problem registering and getting registered. We want to know about that. We also want to give you an idea of what the major disaster declaration that came out Friday at midnight is to you. It means that families who have unreimbursed costs up to about $30,000 can apply to get to cover cost of temporary housing, whether that's in a hotel or renting a place temporarily. That the same amount of money that cap can apply to try to cover unreimbursed cost of repairs and replacement, and even toward housing construction. There are also funds available to cover medical expenses, household items that are lost, cleanup at these facilities, moving and storage expenses, supplemental funding for counseling, of which I know a lot has been going on here, as well as disaster unemployment assistance. You know, that $30,000 can go only so far toward the expenses that some of you have, but I think it can be a big assistance. I believe that FEMA will be here with a vehicle today to begin taking those applications here, so that you're there. You've got, I know, I can only imagine if this happened to my house, that so much of the information that they're saying I would need would be in my house and not with me. So I know it's a challenge to get some of this information together. You're calling your insurance agent if you were insured for the policy and information, but there's certain information you can provide when you register there. And again, if you have a problem and you're not getting the service you need, I am your congressman, and we will be here to respond to your concerns. This is something that goes beyond politics. It's a matter of delivering service. And all of you have come together to deliver the best service you possibly can to this county. I'm just here to try to back that up and respond to any concerns that you might have. Judge?